Woo! What is up, YouTube? Dad with a bike here, coming at you with another adventure. We're gonna run out, look for some ginger at the store, and I also need to mail some stuff. So I figured while we're out running around, I'm gonna talk to you all about my Ruroc Atlas 2.0 helmet and give you my owner's review of it. Some time ago I posted a video because lots of people were ranting about, you know, Ruroc having a problem with shipment, and I was really on Ruroc's side. I was like, hey guys, give them a break, you know, COVID and stuff. So I placed my order in March, and I got my helmet about the 3rd or the 4th of June. So here I am. I've owned it now for I don't know what, just a couple of weeks, and just within that couple of weeks I've had tremendous quality problems with that helmet. We'll cover those, but I don't want to be an all bad guy. I do want to talk about some of the things I do like about the Ruroc helmet. So if you don't know who Ruroc is, and their Atlas series, so Ruroc, you know, they make helmets. Typically they make you know, snow sport helmets. There's a handful of other things that they do from a helmet perspective. I think they do like pit crew helmets and stuff like that too. And they launched a motorcycle series with the Atlas 1.0. It got a whole lot of, you know, hey, you should do this and not that, you should do this. A lot of feedback on that helmet. What is this, an Aston Martin? Sure is. Let's get it beside him. Take a look. Yeah, it's an Aston Martin. Man, that's nice. Anyway, little divergence because I like cars. Anyway, so of course they went off and they did a whole bunch of work, and then they came out with the 2.0. So they launched the 2.0 at the beginning-ish of this year, and because of COVID they had problems shipping, etc., etc. So lo and behold, people that ordered their stuff like in, you know, February, March and whatnot, finally got their orders near the end of May, kind of in June. Same thing with me. So I got it. I did an unboxing of it and did an initial review of it. And, you know, when you first get the helmet, you pull it out of the box, it's fantastic. I mean, it is a beautiful helmet. You know, the graphics on the helmet are phenomenal. It is crazy light. I think it's something like 3 pounds. And the field of view that you have with that visor they put on there is amazing. I've never had a helmet that has had that much, you know, field of view. Darn near where I have complete, you know, 180. I can see the peripheral on everything. It's great from that perspective. And then, you know, the fitlock system that's on those helmets is crazy cool. You know, there's no D-ring. It just slips right on. And, you know, through this little magnetic buckle, it just snaps in place. It's crazy how awesome it is. It is not a quiet helmet by any means, because it is carbon and it has a ton of airflow. But you know that when you're buying a carbon helmet, so that's not an issue. And initially when I would put that sucker on my noggin, it felt pretty comfortable. I did at first kind of notice, you know, some comfort issues when I would slide it on and off, because they use kind of this meshy material in certain places on the padding. Anyway, so I thought, well, you know, nice helmet. It's a $500 helmet, so remember that it's $500. But you know, at first inspection, it's great. Wore it for a week, no problem. 2 weeks, no problem. 3 weeks, I started having problems. Cheek pad issues. When I would pull my helmet off, the cheek pads would just pull right on out with it. You know, and they claimed that it was a quality issue, a fitment issue, and you know, they're in the process of getting people new cheek pads, etc. But it really didn't end there. I started having issues with the visor also not closing properly. And I do know that several people, not me, had issues where the visor, when they would raise it, would actually scratch the helmet itself. So there was just general quality and fitment issues with, you know, the 2.0 version of a helmet that you would not expect, especially after you pay $500 for the helmet. And you know, I'm kind of picky about the helmets that I wear because I really want them to be comfortable. You know, I really want them to be of high quality. And I had high hopes for this helmet. I really did have high hopes, but it just fell short. And you know, the cheek pad issue to me is a big issue. And you know, they're sorting it, so I guess they're getting ahead of it. But you know, what other quality problems am I going to run into with this helmet? So now I'm kind of concerned a bit with the issues that I've ran across. Now you're going to find that if you get out on the interwebs and you look around, there is mixed reviews. There are some people that say, man, this is the best helmet ever, and there are some people that will complain about it because of the same general issues that I've highlighted. So by and large, it looks like, at least from what I can tell, their QC process, you know, for quality is kind of crappy. And that's bothersome to me, because like I said, I buy a helmet because I want it to be of high quality and I want to stay safe and all that good stuff. So anyway, essentially that kind of has forced me to go get a different helmet, which is a bummer, because I really wanted that Ruroc. I mean, everybody was talking all great things about it. You know, all the, you know, motovloggers that live out there on YouTube were talking about how amazing it was. Skadoosh. And man, it just bummed me out. I'm actually bummed out talking to y'all about it. And what is even worse is, you know, when you reach out to customer service, by and large, customer service at Ruroc has been pretty good. It's been pretty responsive. So let me give you my experience with customer service. If you get on the Facebook group, you know, Dan and the folks at Ruroc are pretty good about responding to posts on Facebook. And if you send in a support request via their website, typically what ends up happening is it takes 24 to 48 hours for them to turn around and get a response to you. So if you send one in, there's some general questions that come back, and then you respond. So this interaction back and forth takes 24 to 48 hours. It's not that big of a deal. I'm going to move real quick because I think people want this. And I'm going to come over here and talk to y'all a bit more about it. Okay. Where were we? Oh, yeah. The customer support. So this back and forth is constantly 24 to 48 hours, which, you know, is pretty usual. It's not that big of a deal. But the interactions that I've had with them have been kind of interesting. So when you look at Ruroc's like return policy, they'll accept it as long as you haven't worn it and it's been within the 14 days. Well, the problem with me is that all the issues that I've ran across didn't actually start happening until about the third week. So I am already out of my window of being able to return it. So, you know, when I reached out to them and I was like, what on earth can we do? Like, I don't like this helmet. It's problematic. Can I return it? What can I do? And the response back to me was, hey, we'll send you out the cheek pads. That'll take care of that one problem you're having with the cheek pads. But you're outside of the window for returns. So you're just going to have to sell it on the private market if it's not the helmet for you. So that's kind of a bummer. I mean, I guess I can't really blame them. They're a company trying to make money, but that is kind of cruddy, especially given that it's a helmet that when I got, I just had all kinds of different quality issues with, that I would not have those issues with other helmets. And I have not. I've owned several different helmets within the $500 to $600 price range, and I've never had the issue. Actually, the only helmet I've ever had an issue with was an Icon that I bought, and when I took that back to Cycle Gear, and I was like, dudes, man, this is happening to it. This is happening to it. And man, they took it back with no questions asked. So, I guess I was kind of expecting that same kind of a scenario, but that was not the case. So anyway, so now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this helmet, because it's not one that I'm going to wear. It's not one I'm going to use for my daily rides at all. Just because if there's one quality thing, and then I've got this issue with the visor not fitting right, what on earth else is going to happen? So, I worry about my safety a little too much to want to put that stuff to chance. So anyway, it is not the helmet for me. So the TLDR is this. It's a $500 helmet. Would I buy the helmet right now, knowing the quality issues that exist? No way, no how. Just would not. Maybe they'll square it away when they do a 3.0. I don't know. But there is absolutely no way I would buy an Atlas 2.0 right now. Just no. So, take that for what you will. That's a one man's opinion. If you go ask somebody else, they very well may have a different experience with it, and they may tell you, man, it's been the best helmet I've ever owned. That's not the case for me. I remember, one of my very first, basic helmets was, this old built helmet, and I didn't have anywhere near the problems with that helmet that I had with this helmet, and that was, a $100 helmet or something goofy. So it just bothers me. It bothers me a lot, and it even bothers me that there's really not a whole lot they're willing to kind of do to work with me in the situation. They're wanting the helmet to be built by the community. They're trying to get the community involved, trying to get feedback. And it seems like whenever you give any kind of negative feedback, the community at large attacks you for it. And it's bad. If you're trying to build a community or actually a customer-driven product, you naturally want customer feedback. You naturally want the negative along with the positive. And like I said, I have both. There are things about that helmet I love, but holy cow, the quality is a major issue. So that's kind of where I sit on it. Anyway, I'm really rambling about it, but the net of this is, in my opinion, I would not spend money on that helmet. I would wait. I'd spend my money elsewhere, because for $500, man, you can get a Shoei and a Rai. You can get really nice bells. You can get so many other things that are tried, true, and trusted. So if it's your noggin, and it's your noggin you're putting in a helmet, think about that. Think about, do you trust the quality of it all? Because the graphics are fancy, that's great, but a graphic is not going to save your life in an accident. And if I'm having this many quality issues with the helmet just on the fit and finish, I do worry about other things. So anyway, that's it for me on this one. I've given you all my take on it. I don't want to rant and rave on it too much. There are some great things, like I said, about the helmet. And the bad things that I've came across have made it so that I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of the company. I'm a fan of the customer support. I'm a fan of the idea. So you better believe I'm going to be following these guys and hoping that something better comes out when they do the the 3.0. So anyway, that's the net of it. So I'm off. Gonna go to the store, and I will leave you guys here. And remember, don't forget to subscribe. Peace.